Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Summer is right around the corner and many of us will be spending more time outdoors. As we enjoy the weather, we'd like to also enjoy our physical surroundings. As citizens, it is our duty to help keep our city clean, not just for us, but for tourists and our future generations to come. Our focus this morning will begin on a nonprofit organization that uses a unique combination of community improvement programs to help keep our city clean and healthy. Here to tell us more about it is Mr. Joe Wilson, who serves as the Executive Director of Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful. How are you, Mr. Wilson?
I'm doing terrific. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being here. And if you would, right off the bat, tell us more about Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful and your mission.
Well, we've been a nonprofit organization in the community now for over 29 years. And our mission is to do environmental education for the general public. With that entails a lot of activities that justify all of the reasons why it's good to have a clean and healthy community.
Absolutely.
We provide education in the school systems in the greater Milwaukee area, so going into the schools and talking to kids about reducing, reusing, recycling, composting, water conservation, all those kind of activities. They hopefully take that message home and it translates to the parents doing something with their recycling bins and their trash bins. In addition to that, we find out that the city's got a need for litter pickup and recycling education and that stuff. So we have community cleanup programs where we loan out tools and equipment for neighborhood groups, and we give away bags and gloves so that people can do their part in keeping the neighborhood clean, the parks clean, the school grounds clean, and all that. So it's a great effort, and it's a very successful effort, and we've been doing it successfully with over 57,000 volunteers annually.
That's a lot of volunteers.
It's a lot of great effort done by citizens of Milwaukee.
Yes, so not only are you focusing on neighborhood cleanup and beautification, like you said, you also focus on the environmental education for children, which is extremely important when you think about them ultimately being the future. So you're kind of instilling those values and what the environment really does mean at an early age.
We believe that future stewards are the kids and and their opinion of what the community should look like is something that's different than what you and I are probably used to seeing. From their vantage point is, let's be more green. Let's be more responsible. What do we do with these containers? How do we recycle? How do we make things better? So, and then they see the challenges that the communities have and the world has when they don't take care of those things. You see plastic bottles in the ocean, on the beaches, in the rivers, on the lakes. You see just litter that just is all over the neighborhood. Just doesn't make sense to them. So creating the education programs at a young age creates those future stewards for us.
Yes, ironically, June is National Recycling Month, so let's talk about the importance of waste reduction, reuse, and recycling, and how we can all do our part. You know, many of the cities surrounding little cities with Milwaukee, everybody has a recycling bin, and you have to really pay attention to what's recyclable, what's not, and that's pretty much what it takes to do your part.
Right, we have to think about the economics, to start with the economics. You don't want a city or any municipality not to have a recycling program. All that material would wind up in the landfill. You have to give up valuable land for that landfill, and then you get charged for putting it there. So let's not do that. Look at the recycling as an investment and something that will pay back the community. So the recycling facility that we have in the city of Milwaukee and also out in Menominee Falls and different areas that do this program, they collect all that material, bale it, and sell it back so it can come back as a can if it's aluminum, back for plastic to come back in a different shape. So it's a wonderful thing for the citizens to put things in the right places. Their trash here and your recycling there, but it's also important for them when they're being consumers to make sure they purchase the right things and don't purchase things that are non-recyclable or things that are not going to wind up in a for-profit situation, so it doesn't cost you that much money.
Yeah.
So it's great for people to be conscious when they're shopping of what the things are, and when they're buying anything, that they can reduce, reuse it, or recycle it.
Yeah, and it's probably something that everybody knows, but the way that you pay attention is right there on the back. If you see the little triangle, or sometimes on the bottom of plastic containers, it has the triangle with the number inside, letting you know that it is recyclable. And another thing, when we're grocery shopping, it does pay off when you buy those reusable bags and pass on the plastic, right?
So it's the practices, like you just mentioned, and the knowledge, and that's what we do. We educate people to show them that there is a triangle, and there is a number in there. There is a great opportunity to bring your own bags to the supermarket and be able to just not use the plastic ones or the brown bags and those kind of things. So it is a process of change behavior that people are now taking. Now, I'm glad that in Milwaukee we do that very well. It's a good for-profit situation. What we're not solving a lot in the community is the litter issue. We still have problems with that, and then we're coming around with solutions for it. There's got to be more containers on the street so that people know where to put it. And then you also have to be conscious that that's not really cool.
Yeah,
don't just throw it out the window.
Or if you're standing on a bus stop, you see all kind of litter where people are standing there and they just kind of ditch what they have. So you're right. If there are more garbage cans around, then hopefully people will use those.
That's the point.
Yeah, absolutely. So the really cool thing is that individuals are able to book an educational program or even tour a recycling facility here in Milwaukee.
That's it, and it's us getting the word out, and we book various schools, homeschool children as well, public and private schools. Everyone can book a session at our facility. And come through regardless of the grade, and come through a whole session there with us. And then we take them for a tour of the Milwaukee recycling facility so they could see these machines with the high-tech sensors and the shaking going on and the paper being blown here and plastic going there, and then all of a sudden it gets together in a bale. So that's wonderful. We do that for students. We also do it for the general public. And these are free tours for the general public. We do them on the Tuesdays, first Tuesday of the month at noontime. Come around the lunchtime area, we'll take you for a tour, give you a class, and then we do it after work hours on Thursdays, the last Thursday of the month, so that the general public can see these machines and understand that when you do put it in a container, it does go to the right location, and this is what happens with it.
Well, it's got to be very interesting, even just to witness the sorting of it all, like you said.
It's exciting. Someday I'd love to take your cameras in onto that facility so you guys can get a full behind-the-scenes picture on that, because that's really where all the kids go, wow.
Yeah.
That's where the adults go, my goodness, I had no idea this was such a high-tech way of dealing with what otherwise used to be waste.
Yeah, and it's saving our planet in so many ways, so I love that. Keeping Greater Milwaukee Beautiful actually promoted the Great American Cleanup, and that just ended May 31st, and now you're moving on to the Keep It Clean program, which is going to go on now through October 31st.
Correct.
So tell us a little bit more about the Keep It Clean program.
Well, we start off with the Great American Cleanup, getting people ready and getting our, if you will, our house in shape for the summer. And that means getting everything clean and getting everything going. Hence, the next stage of it is keeping it clean. So we call it the Keep It Clean program. We work with neighborhood groups, we work with festivals, and we work with various outdoor groups that want to keep the facilities clean and the attention happening there. So we create the same scenario, provide the bags, the tools, the information that they need so they can go out and do some neighborhood cleanup. So we do the Keep It Clean in the summer. We concentrate more on beaches. We have the beach issue where people are now using them, the lakes and rivers and streams. So we get more involved in the more of the outdoor activities. And we work with a lot of festival organizers to make sure they know that things need to go in the right place. Summerfest is a great example of one that has a great recycling program, and that's an example for other festivals to use. Doesn't take much effort. Like I said, a couple of containers here, a few containers there, and they already do it at home, so this just makes them very comfortable to do that. But we go all the way through October, and in October we get more kids involved when school year starts again, and we have a program called Keep It Beautiful. And so we do a beautiful. We get a little bit of the Halloween name in there, and we get kids to learn how they could make costumes without having to go purchase expensive ones. Out of maybe a T-shirt, they can make a cape out of it. They get their face painted. And
another way to recycle.
Another way to recycle, another way to repurpose, and getting you don't have to spend a lot of money to be able to go trick-or-treat.
I love
it. That's what we try to do with that. And so we give an example with that. At the same time, they get candy for the number of bags they bring us full of litter and trash and recyclable stuff.
Okay, I think that's really a great idea.
Fun.
Yeah, it sounds fun. And actually you have a website where people can go for details on all of the things that you've mentioned. What is that website address?
It's www.kgmb.org. Okay.
And that stands for Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful. Yes. And you guys actually have a hotline. So what type of questions do you get on the hotline?
Well, it's the type of questions are the questions that people can't find answers to, that they have this thing at home, a television. Where do I recycle this?
Okay.
Where do I take my washer and dryer? Where do I've got this paper, I got this tree I set up for Christmas. Where do I take it now?
Okay.
You know, so we get those kind of questions where people scratch their head and go, okay, the garbage man's not going to take it, the recycle guy's not going to take it. Where does it go? Sometimes we get questions that have to do with, how do I organize a cleanup? You know, my church group wants to get involved, or my school wants to get involved, so we talk about that. And sometimes we get questions that are pretty technical. How can I use toxic cleaners to do a cleanup in my kitchen?
Okay.
So we'll look that information up for them on the internet, and then we'll give them the website to go to get more informed of that. We're getting more and more people trying to get away from buying a chemical-based kind of material and do their own, or find the alternatives to do that. And we tell them about the lemons and the oranges and the apple vinegar and borax and baking powder, and all that stuff together makes this kind of a cleaner or cleanser. So those kind of questions.
I love it, and it's all so informative, and we thank you so much. I want to put that hotline number on the screen, 414-272-5462, and that's KGMB. Yes.
We work on that.
Yes, yes.
You got a long name, so you got to make it short.
And you do a great job. Thank you for your time today.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Joe Wilson is the Executive Director of Keep Greater Milwaukee Beautiful. For more information, you can give them a call at 272-5462, or again, visit their website at kgmb.org. When we return to Our Issues Milwaukee, we'll continue our focus on the environment and find out more about the nonprofit organization Groundwork Milwaukee right after this.